Hello friends, this is Pragna from HipShine. Today I am going to tell you about looping in Java. So let's discuss first definition. Looping is a feature that is used when we want to execute repeatedly until same instruction until it get false. So Java has provided three looping statements like for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop. So for loop is used when we want to execute same iteration multiple times, same condition multiple times. So for loop is reduces the size of code and time complexity. For loop used when we know exact number of iteration and iterating conditions. Then in that case we can use for loop. In a for loop, it has simple syntax, initialization, condition, and increment decrement operator. In a for loop, it will initialize variables first. After that, it will check for condition. If the condition is true, it will execute the entire code. After that, it will increment and decrement. This process is done repeatedly until the execute get false. For loop is also called as entry controlled loop because it has fixed iteration time, and for loop reduces the size of code. Second one is while loop. In a while loop, when we don't know the iteration time but we know the iterating conditions, then in that case we can use while loop. While loop is also called as entry control loop, and it is the same like for loop. This while loop is also has this syntax is also similar as that for loop. First one, it will initialize the variables. Second, it will check for the condition, and after condition is true, then only it will execute the statement, and after that it will increment or decrement. This process is done as like for loop. For while loop is third one is do while loop. Do while loop is also called as post test loop. That means post test means we don't know the exact condition is true or false, but we can execute the condition at least only once. This process used when we want to execute the condition or statement only once without knowing the answer is true or false. The syntax of do while is do curly braces open, then statement that is executed without checking the condition. After in a while it will check condition only once, and then it terminated with semicolon.